Hello. Hi there. Good evening. Welcome to Coffee and Card. Oh, I've got one person on. Woo! I did mention last week that I wouldn't be able to do, hey Anne, looks like it's just me and you. I did mention last week that I wouldn't be able to do this morning. I was actually I wasn't at Manchester Airport. I was on the M62 on the way back from Manchester Airport, but I was collecting my eldest son, Ross, after his 6.5 month trip to Australia. So it's been a very wonderful day. I'm very, very tired because I've been up since 6 and on the road since 6:30. But yeah, so I apologise. I am au naturel, makeup free. I think this is the first time that I've ever not worn makeup on YouTube. So sorry, it's not Halloween, but here you go. I just thought, oh, I can't face putting some makeup on now, just to take it off in half an hour when I get my pajamas on. So thank you for bearing with me. I might pick up a few new viewers tonight. Who knows? Good evening, Anne. Good evening, Jackie. Good evening, Melly. Lovely to see you, Melly. Not seen your name for a while. And yeah, just to remind you, to my regular customers, this will be the same for next week as well. It is the school holidays. It's the Easter holidays. It's not half term. It really annoys me when people say it's half term. It was the end of term, the end of the spring term. So half term was in February. So it's not half term. It's the Easter break. Yes, I am working at the Holiday Club next week doing Shrek the Musical with the children. So I'll come on next Tuesday night and do it at 7:00 next Tuesday. It's a bit crazy in Julie World at the moment. I have, or should I say we, because Craig's coming with me, we have our weekend craft retreat coming up and things are a little bit hectic. So yeah, got someone coming here to look after the doggy, so that's all good. House is sorted, got a dog sitter in place, all good. And yeah, we'll be running our craft weekend. So yeah, let's get cracking, shall we? We've got 5 people on. So this is week 5, but what I'm going to do first is I'm going to share one of my projects from the weekend retreat. Sneak peek for anyone who's coming on the weekend, but it's for my all-day retreat. We will be doing this project, which is on Saturday the 26th of April, and I will be closing the bookings this weekend. So this is one of the sneak peeks. I'll just turn the camera around. Here we go. Now, we won't be making it in this colour at the weekend because I couldn't get the boho blue card. But I'm hoping there's still some left. It was low stock. If not, we're doing it in fresh freesia. So we're doing it in fresh freesia on my retreat. And this was inspired by Betty, my lovely customer and friend Betty, who asked me to come up with a holder to gift a set of cards, you know, all these lovely cards that we make. Hey, Sandra. So this is one I designed, honestly, must have been 10, 12 years ago. I found it on my old blog and I basically just worked it out. It took me 2 or 3 attempts from the pictures and I've done the measurements. And you can hold your cards in and you can hold your envelopes. And if you like the look of it and you want to come along to my all-day retreat event, It is on the 26th of April, and the booking link is going across the bottom. Now, if you already have the products, just get in touch with me and I can do you a special price. So if you also just want the instructions or just want like to watch the videos, then I can do a price for that too. You can be in my Facebook group for it, and there will be some on Zoom as well. So yeah, so here we go. Now there is space. Being completely transparent could well, let's just try and put 2 of those. Easy fit 2 more cards in. So you can easily fit 5 cards on each side, I would say, but I've done 3. Okay, so if you've got these products, then or if you want to get them, come and join me on the 26th. So you've got your decorated inside parts, and then I might just sell this as a PDF. I just need to decide. I can't get anything on my head until though I've got my weekend sorted. So the cards are the same on each side. It's just that one side's boho blue and the other side is fresh freesia. So I'm also using some gorgeous new dies. I don't know if you can see here. They're called textured notes. Can you see the little pattern around the edge? They're gorgeous. So here are 3 cards made, with the Thankful Garden bundle. I've also used the mini embossing folder. And then on the other side, we've got fresh freesia and the different stamp. Same cards, just different stamps, different colours. Yeah, I'm thinking that I just need to get my head, I just need to get over what I'm dealing with, and then yeah. So it looks like that from the side, and it can tie like that. All right. So yeah, it's nice. I think it's nice anyway. Okay. So bookings are closed for the next coffee and card because it starts 2 weeks today. I need to get my skates on with that because I've only designed 2 of the cards, but we'll get there. Anyway, today we're not doing a card. We're not even doing any stamping. Thank you so much, Jackie. I have loved designing with it, and I love using the masks and colouring the flowers with the blending brushes is genius. So today we're going to make, as promised, showed you last week, we're going to do this sour cream container, and all you really need is a piece of 6x6 and then a little bit extra. So I'm just looking, I need to start a new sheet actually. That's all right. I'm going to open a new one. I'm going to use the gardening one, which is this one. And then you do need, I'm saying a lot. I'm very, very tired. You do need a piece of the gingham, and I need to find the one that I want to use because I want to do matching ones, and I think, oh, there we go, it's that one. I'm going to do them for, there we go again, for Easter. Now, you also need a cute little creature, so let me find one of those. There's plenty of those in these papers. I think we'll have that one. So let's tidy everything up that we don't need. Right, so I'm going to cut this down. Oops. To 6 by 6. Okay, 6 by 6. So you need to work out what paper you're using. You may have a specific pattern. You're saving your pennies for the bundle. Oh, it's fab, Jackie. You may have, you know, a piece of paper that has to go a certain way up. So this really needs to be that way up. So if that is the case, if I was doing that, it wouldn't really matter. But if that's the case, then you're going to pop this in your trimmer or your scoreboard you're going to flip it 90 degrees. So you're going to flip it on its side and pop it in sideways. We're working in inches, and you're going to score at 1/4 of an inch and then 1/2 an inch. And before I plough on, I do need to show you that this actually opens at the top, yeah, and then shuts. So you can pop your stuff in after. It's actually glued down at the bottom. And I got this tutorial, although she does a different, we used to have a gorgeous bow punch. We don't have it anymore. I wish we did. It's from a lady, it's quite a few years old. It's from a lady called Amy Kunkel, spelled Kunkle. And I found her tutorial and I loved it, so I followed that one. So yeah, we've just scored at 1/4 and 1/2, and you're going to flip it all the way around, so 180 degrees, and you're going to do the same, 1/4 of an inch and then 1/2 an inch. All right. Okay, we'll do the bow separately. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fold over the top, and we're going to grab a bone folder. We're going to fold over. So we're going to fold over that one, yeah, and we're going to fold it again on itself. So you end up with that. Okay. There we go. So we've folded it over and then over again. Now, we can do this. You can do this at the same time. That's going to fold the other way. We're not going to have the yellow showing. Okay, but we'll come to that in a bit. All right, so we've now put it the correct way up. And what you're going to do with your bone folder is you're going to, oh, hey, Betty, you're going to curl this a bit, okay? You're going to start to curl it. So put your thumb there, pull that, and it starts to curl. Yep. And we're just actually helping this do its job. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make this into a tube. Now, if you have that red sticky tape, that really strong stuff, I would use that now. I use the Stampin' Up tear and tape, and I'll be honest, it wasn't quite strong enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Tombow, and you just want to overlap it by 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go with the Tombow, and I'm going to hope that it's a better. It's going to be messier, and it's going to be harder to. So I'll hold it. I'm probably going to get stuck to it. I've been over your way, Betty, today. Well, not quite, but I've been over to Manchester Airport. Oh, was nearly stuck to that then. Oh, look, it's come undone at the bottom. I wasn't so what you're wanting to do is make a tube like that. It does look like a, it's almost, I would say, like a loo roll. Okay. Right, and then what we're going to do with the seam at the back, I'm rushing through this a little bit because I'm quite tired. I've not mentioned it yet, have I? With the seam at the back, I'm actually just going to squash this down and fold it like that. So I'm just going to knit that together and fold that like that. Okay. So we're squeezing it together. Can you see the one I've made? And then what we're going to do is you're going to turn it, okay, and you want to glue that so it's opposites. All right, so we will like that, and then we're going to rotate it, and then we're going to glue this down. Now what we do here is we've already scored those. We're going to fold it over and then fold it on itself again. Yeah. And then you get like a little chunky, these are called sour cream containers. I hope I show my visa. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're actually going to glue that down. Ross was really cold, Betty, when he got home. Okay, so we're just gluing that down, and then look, we've got our gorgeous cute, that's the back, we've got our gorgeous cute little sour cream container. And as I mentioned, you should be able to just open the top like that, so you can pop your eggs in. If you want to do it as I think they're just so cute for the Easter table. Right, so hope you've got on all right with that. And then I am going to, let me just have a look. I don't know where the heck I've put my ruler. Oh, let's see. I don't know how big it is, how wide it is. So let's maybe, I think it is it 2 centimeters? We'll try 3/4 of an inch. So I'm cutting a strip off here. And let me just hold that up against. That's actually a little bit wider. So maybe come down one. So instead of it being 3/4 of an inch, I've just come to the next line, which is, oh my goodness, that's half. Oh. Right. It's something, I don't know. Anyway, just come one in. I'll do it however wide you want it to be, but I've just come one little line back from, yeah, that's about right. From the, and actually I can use that for the centre. So I'm going to use the full width. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to curl that round and overlap it a little bit. So I'm going to pop some glue on. I'm going to overlap it by about the same width, so by about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. I'm all glued up here. Okay. And then what we can, oh, where's the join? We can squeeze that together like that. That will squeeze together. Let me show you. Looks like one of those polystyrene things you get in, like packing. And then this piece is what's going to wrap around here. So you can just hold it there, sort of measure how much you think you need. But it's about the same length as the loop, really. So then what we're going to do, you might want to do some tape with this. So let me find some tape. Might be a bit easier. Oh, I'm going to show my project. You missed it at the beginning, Betty. One of my projects for my retreat. You've seen the sneak peeks, I think. But it's what we're doing on my retreat day on the 26th. So I'm just put some tape on here and I'm just peeling that off. Okay. And then I'm flattening that, as I said. I'm going to pop that in the middle. Like that. Oh, have I frozen? Oh, I froze then, sorry. I'm popping that in the middle. Just checking it's still in the middle. And then I'm just going to pop that one round. Pop that one round. I'm just going to plump those up. And then you get a cute little bow like that. Okay, and then you see that's going to just stick on there. Okay, pop a bit of glue on there. Just think that just adds a little touch, nice touch to the top. And there we go. So we have that. And I did this because my lovely friend and customer who used to be in my team, and I'm hoping one day will come back, asked if I could do one of these. And she's not been doing paper crafting for a while. So I did it. Sarah asked. So your wish is my command, Sarah. So remember, we have this left over in week 3. This is what we need it for. So we're going to pop a little bit of glue on it. And then you need to choose a little creature. I've just laid mine up with some foam pads. Grab some pads. And then pop that on your project. Ta-da! I don't know if the light's a bit weird tonight. Sun shining in. There we go, a little sour cream container. So I've got a couple ready for our Easter table. They make great little containers for a baby shower or something like that. And really, you know, you only need a 6x6 piece and a little bit extra. So I hope you have a go at making those. I hope you don't mind today. It was a little something a bit different other than a card. Next week is the last week, and you know me, I like to do something a little bit jazzy for the last week. So you might have already had a sneaky peek in the brown bag, which is for next week. And you might think, oh, how's this going to work? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a trifold card. And we're going to do it with the arches. Okay. So I designed this a few weeks ago. And it's 3 arches, and there's some reinforced with some white on there on the back. Now you're thinking, oh, well, I don't have the arches. So what I've tried to do, where there's a white arch, these are the everyday arches and they're like my absolute new faves. I've cut the white arch for people. So you should have 3 of the big ones, and then you should have 2 smaller white ones and 1 medium. Okay. Then what I should have done, and I did it a while back, then you think, well, how am I going to get my papers? How am I going to cut my papers out? So we're just going to have to do a little bit of working around it if you don't have the arches. You can either don't make the card and treat yourself to the arches, and then when they come you can make the card following the tutorial, or you don't use the papers and maybe just stamp the background, or I have cut you out a couple of spares. Now I should have done them in a different colour card, I think, like so you can use them as a template, so you could draw around them. Okay, so I've done one in this size, that's the paper, and then I should have done one in this small size, so you can draw round those and cut them out, and hopefully we can get that to work. So that's next week's card, and it just fits in a normal envelope. You can get 3 from a sheet of A4 too, and you can just squeeze them on. That's the full length of A4, and you can just squeeze the 3 of them on. So just a reminder though, next week's class, coffee and card class, will be back at the same time as tonight, because I'm working at the Holiday Club next week, doing the musical theatre club 2 days next week. And my friend's sending her 2 little girls, so I can't wait to see them. So that's next week's. And just for Betty, I've been working on that project, Betty, and I've redone it so that it fits envelopes in. I've done it in a different colourway as well, but I think this blue card now may be out of stock. So this is what we're going to be doing on the retreat day, one of the projects, but it will take a while with this because there's 6 cards and the actual box project itself. So you may have missed this at the beginning, featuring some gorgeous new dies called Textured Notes that have got these little different, each one's got a different little, can you see the pattern on the edge? So then there's a small one. It's a gorgeous set of dies. I've actually put them away in my box. Then I've used the new embossing folder. So yeah, I'm sorry, I never really say that I love things that I've made, but I know those cards are simple, but I actually love them. I actually love that. And I've got a confession to make. This is the one that my student did, coloured, so she let me use it on a card. And then, so you can use the masks to create these two-tone leaves. I went and lost the mask, I don't know where it is, to do the two-tone leaf, yeah? I was a little bit cross with myself until I had a go at just sponging them without the accent bit, but then I went back over from the middle and did it darker, and I absolutely adore the effect, and I quite prefer that. So it just shows you. I love it. Thank you, Jackie. I love it. So they're the blue cards. These are the same, but they're just same dies, but they're just with the freesia ones. Sorry, I keep holding them off screen. This one I've layered up a little bit. Can you see? I've done it again and then cut it out. Stamped on the textured dies there, but on the fresh freesia. Hopefully you can see how gorgeous that die is. Thank you, folks. I am really pleased with those. I love a bit of texture. So I hope my ladies love that project. And if you do want to join us on the 26th and do the event, if you want to just, the booking links underneath. But if you have got some of the products already, then please do message me or email me and I'll do you a price. Excuse me. Dependent on what you've already got. So there we go. There is today's little project, and I am going to get my pajamas on because I don't know if I mentioned it. I'm very, very tired. So I will see you next week. Back on the evening again next week, but then I will be back to regular time the week after because it'll be the brand new week for the next coffee and card. Okay, ladies, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. See you then. Bye bye.